Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
You're listening to TFG Cricket.
Hey everyone, good afternoon. This is Nikhil here. Welcome to the TFG Fantasy Cricket Podcast, your last minute revision for Big Bash League. And today we'll be also be touching upon Australia versus Pakistan ODI series that is starting. So,
first ODI, Nikhil, that is.
Yeah, first ODI. So that's Vivek Krishnan. You heard him. So we'll start off with BBL. It's Melbourne Renegades versus Hobart Hurricanes. Last home match for Melbourne Renegades. They are sitting at 5th, I guess. Okay, pretty crucial match for them because then it will be away matches and they have to, make it to the top 4. Looking at the squad, players which are going out are Tom Beaton, Chris Tremin. Okay, that's a huge loss. And coming in are Marcus Harris and Nathan Remington.
Yes, it's again like-for-like replacement. I'm not too sure if Nathan Remington will get a look in. Like you said, Chris Tremin obviously has been one of their regular wicket takers with the new ball.
Yes.
So I'm not too sure how the Renegades are going to compensate that loss. As far as Marcus Harris is concerned, again, I don't know. He opened the innings with Aaron Finch in the first 2-3 games. He started attacking the ball, but again, he has not lived up to the expectations, or should I say, he hasn't got the desired result. So a few changes in the Renegades lineup, but I think overall the composition of the team remains the same with bowlers in Pattinson, Hogg, Narain. Then you talk about all-rounders in Cooper and Pereira. Then the top order with Cameron White and Aaron Finch.
But the names that you have taken like Cameron White, Thisara Pereira, they have not actually clicked for them. Tom Cooper showed a glimpse in last match, but other than that, it has been a very blah season.
This has been the problem for Renegades. It's not been a team effort. I think, as you rightly pointed out, Cameron White has, I think, only played in 2 matches. The only guy who has been consistently performing for them has been the skipper Aaron Finch.
Yes.
And that is one of the reasons why they have struggled.
And veteran Brad Hogg.
And veteran Brad Hogg, he has been sensational. He hasn't been conceding too many runs. Sunil Narain has been promoted, much to everybody's surprise, as an opener. But more than the batting exploits, I think he has delivered with the ball. James Pattinson, again, he'll be playing only his 3rd game, has blown hot and cold. Thisara Pereira, like I said in the previous podcast, Nikhil, he's a value for money buy, not only in terms of fantasy cricket, but even in terms of franchisee cricket, because he's someone who's going to bowl 3-4 overs. He's got this golden arm going. Also someone who can slog. I know he's
on the leg side,
but runs are runs, Nikhil. And he's a very, very useful cricketer. At the moment, you said they are number 5. I think that's not our concern, where Hobart, Melbourne or Brisbane are. Our concern is not to leave our fantasy cricket gamers and users in the number 5 slot.
Okay.
So let's get to that,
Right. So now looking at Hobart Hurricanes, good team, but going out are Clive Rose, Sean Tate, and coming in are Sam Rainbird, Jake Reed.
Yes, if you remember when we were previewing the Big Bash a few weeks ago, I talked about this bowler, Rainbird. He was a sensation in the previous season. I don't know why they have benched him for so many days. I don't know. Yes, they have Hamish Kingston, they have Sean Tate, they have Stuart Broad. But again, you look at Tate, he's a very injury-prone guy, because of which I think he won't be playing in this game. Tim Payne, the skipper, spoke about how they might miss him. But Sam Rainbird is a very wonderful introduction, in my opinion. I think he should be in the starting 11. And watch out for this guy. He's, again, I'm not too sure he's going to be highly priced. I think it's going to be a reasonable pick. So watch out for this guy, because he is going to give you that extra edge as compared to your other fantasy teams. So I think if you have to be a standout, you have to invest in him, you have to pick him in your team. I again say this, he should be a part of the starting 11, but funnier things have happened in the game of cricket as far as selection goes. But if you need an edge over someone, this is the guy.
Clive Rose, he was I think on major fantasy portals.
Yes.
He came cheap and he used to take those 1-2 wickets.
Yeah.
So he was quite a value for money kind of a player.
Yes, genuine value for money buy. Again, he used to bowl in the power play with the new ball. He used to pick a wicket here and there, catch a few here and there. So he genuinely contributed. But I think, Nikhil, you need match winners. Suddenly when you get in the middle of the tournament or you're about to get into the business end, you need match winners, you need performers. You don't need fringe cricketers who come and go. You need these consistent blokes. And that's where I think, no disrespect to what Clive Rose has done in this tournament, but I think the move to stick with Cameron Boyce, Stuart Broad, Daniel Christian has been a big plus, because the moment you start bowling, suddenly you bring more value to the team and then you give more balance also. So I think Hobart are lined up for another good win in my opinion. But it's T20 cricket. You don't know. Melbourne Renegades have a good hunting ground. Like you said, they're going to be playing indoors. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
While making a team, we always had this discussion on this one player. It's a debate, not a discussion. It was a debate on Kumar Sangakkara.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have always said, don't pick him. He's not a T20 kind of material. You have always persisted on him. What is your take now?
Okay, so when you say he's not a T20 material, I would honestly request you to go and check some numbers. Not only T20,
But currently
international
he's not
cricket.
performing.
Yeah, he's not performing, I agree. But
Yeah.
I mean, just a month ago, he was doing wonderfully well in the Bangladesh Premier League.
yeah.
He started off doing well in the first 2 matches in the Big Bash also. Then came this lean patch, because of which he was he was obviously benched. Now, we don't know if he's going to be in the starting 11, because the guy who replaced him, McDermott, did very well.
Yes.
He batted sensibly. Jonathan Wells has been doing very well. Obviously, you have somebody like a George Bailey coming in. So, I'm not sure
becomes
whether he'll find a spot. But my concern for this match is Darcy Short, Nikhil. I have a feeling this guy could be benched, and if he gets benched, I think Sangakkara will get a look in again.
But Darcy Short is a kind of a player that everybody goes for. He's cheap and
Opens the innings.
I mean, you can't risk not taking him.
Correct. But again, you talk about current form, I'm not too sure. But you talk about budget, yaar, sasta milta hai.
Yes.
You do that. And sometimes he ends up bowling an over or two. And then if you're lucky, like Sachin Tendulkar had this habit, he would bowl an absolute rank full toss and get a wicket.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of golden arm that Darcy Short also has. I think for this game, like we have done, we'll continue for one more match. And we'll see what needs to be done as we go ahead.
Okay. So...
Yes. And again, Darcy Short is in because of the budget issue, because this is a very, very tight budget round. You cannot afford to pick Narine, White, Finch, Pereira, Sangakkara, Bailey, Dan Christian and Stuart Broad in one team. It is impossible, regardless of which portal you're playing on.
Okay. So why don't you spill your fantasy 11?
Yes, Nikhil. So we have Short, as I said, we have Daniel Christian.
Start with wicket keepers.
Yes. Okay, so Tim Payne, obvious choice, because like everybody by now should know that Peter Neville is just a vegetable. He doesn't do much. So Tim Payne, talk about batsman George Bailey, McDermott, Aaron Finch, all-rounders Cooper, Christian, Darcy Short, bowlers Pattinson, Sunil Narine and Cameron Boyce with Stuart Broad.
Okay.
Yes, our captain will be, I think it's a universal choice, Nikhil. You have to pick him. And, there is no danger here. Even if you pick Aaron Finch and he fails, you go with the tide.
Yes.
If you don't pick him, he clicks, then you're always behind. So, Finch is the captain, and Christian because he started bowling, and we have a feeling that he's going to contribute tonight. So, vice captain.
Okay. So that's your last minute revision for if you want to make some changes in your team, you can just go ahead and do those changes.
Yeah.
Moving on to the first ODI, Australia versus Pakistan.
Yeah, very excited for this clash, Nikhil.
Yeah,
Yes.
and tomorrow there won't be any big bash.
Yeah.
So you have to focus very carefully on this.
Yes.
So, Vivek, you had a look on Australia and Pakistan squad.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there any surprise package for you?
Yes. Surprise. I'm not too sure if surprise is the right word. I would say, I think it's a sensible call. For example, Josh Hazlewood, Nikhil, has been picked in the team, but he's not going to be playing in the first ODI. He's going to be rested. Obviously, he's had a long summer. He's going to tour India, play 4 test matches, and they have to keep this rotation policy going. Somewhere down the line, Mitchell Starc is also going to be benched. So, for all you guys out there who are keen on picking Josh Hazlewood, please don't. So, please don't pick him because he won't be playing. Number 2, I think the obvious choice of Chris Lynn and Billy Stanlake. If you have been playing Big
Wasn't
Bash,
that a surprise selection?
Billy Stanlake, I don't know, probably for the bounce, Nikhil, and I won't be surprised, let me tell you, if he plays in this first ODI, because the first match will be at Brisbane, but the toss-up could be between Cummins and Billy Stanlake. I think James Faulkner will automatically fill in the slot. I think he has to play this match. But talk about pace attack, it has to be Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins, Billy Stanlake. I won't be surprised if he gets a look in. Talk about batting, they have dropped George Bailey, which is now this is a surprise for me.
Okay.
You drop George Bailey, I don't know for what reason they have dropped him. There is no logic for me. But the batsmen in David Warner, Travis Head, Steven Smith, Usman Khwaja and Chris Lynn. You are talking about a serious batting lineup. Whom do you pick? In my opinion, I would pick straight away two of them, even if they are highly priced. That is Steve Smith and David Warner. I'm not too sure about Usman Khwaja, not too sure about Travis Head either. Chris Lynn in this hitting form, maybe.
Yeah,
and,
but he will be priced very much. Yeah.
That's the problem. That's the challenge, Nikhil. You have to pick 4 Pakistani players, right? I don't know, probably Mohammad Amir, Imad Wasim, because Imad Wasim has been doing wonderfully well with the ball for a long time. Mohammad Amir again is going to bowl 8 to 10 overs and he's got this wicket-taking knack. Probably might also operate at the death overs.
Yeah.
So we
couple of
pick him.
players from Pakistani squads are not there.
Yes, I'll come to that, Nikhil.
Yeah.
And coming back to Pakistan's team composition, I think Sarfaraz Ahmed has flown back along with Mohammad Irfan. Unfortunately, their mothers have fallen ill, so they have gone back to Pakistan. The replacement for Sarfaraz Ahmed is Kamran Akmal, good old Kamran Akmal, known for dropping some dollies and also known for catching some blinders. Ask Sachin Tendulkar, he'll tell you. 91, 92, 99, caught Kamran Akmal, bowled Umar Gul. Ask him, he'll tell you. Some blinders. So, he's in. Should you pick him? No, I don't think so. Because Mohammad Rizwan, the other wicketkeeper, might get a look in. And this could be because as a keeper, as a cricketer, you need to get acclimatized to the conditions wherever you are playing. Australia is going to be demanding. The paperwork needs to be cleared. You have to land in time. You have to prepare yourself. So, in any case, you have to pick 4 Pakistan players, right? So might as well pick a keeper who comes in cheap in Mohammad Rizwan. But if there is a news that Kamran Akmal is set to play, pick him, because you don't want to be investing in Matthew Wade, because you can only pick 7 Australian cricketers. So the 7 out of 7, I would say you can't miss Stark, you can't miss Cummins, you can't miss somebody like
Warner
a Chris Lynn, Warner Smith. Already 5. I'm a big fan of Adam Zampa. He's there. I don't know how many wickets will be left for him to pick. I mean, you talk about these 4 pace bowlers bowling on the bouncy wicket at Gabba and Pakistan bouncing all over. I don't know. Now, coming to Pakistan's batting, whom do you pick? There is Shoaib Malik, there is Sharjeel Khan, there is Azhar Ali, there is Asad Shafiq, there is Muhammad Hafiz. I don't know. In my opinion, if there is one more guy, Umar Akmal is there. I don't know. Sharjeel, no. If I have to pick someone, I would obviously go for Azhar Ali because he's been in good form. But you talk about his ODI cricket strike rate, it is worse than Cheteshwar Pujara's test match strike rate. So you have to think. I mean,
But I tell you what, Vivek, the names that you are taking, you will have a hard time in fitting all these guys in the budget.
It is going to be, I've already tried, it's going to be very difficult. It's not going to be easy. Although both teams come out and say this is going to be our playing 11, Nikhil, still it's not going to be easy. Suddenly you will realize, I have to drop this guy. If you have to drop someone, I will tell you 4 players जिसको drop करना ही नहीं है. It has to be Stark, it has to be Cummins, Warner and Smith.
Okay.
I mean, these 4 have to be in your team, Nikhil.
Yes.
You cannot enter fantasy cricket round without these 4 guys. Pakistan, Imad Wasim, Mohammad Amir. Obviously, you can pick somebody else like Wahab Riaz. You can pick somebody, Asad Shafiq. All these combinations you can try. But I've given you the 4 from Australia who have to feature.
Okay.
Captain, vice captain. I'm very tempted for Mitchell Starc. And David Warner, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but whatever it is.
So these are all maybe things because, it's too early to call for
We are still about,
I
think, about 20 hours away from the game, Nikhil. So we'll have ample time because more reports will come from the ground. We'll read quite a few previews on various websites and we'll take a call because at the end of the day, we have to be also sure as to who is playing, who's not. And then based on that, create a very formidable team, making sure nobody plays handicaps. So that's what
So
we do.
guys... Yeah, so guys, if you want to, have a look at the team.
But the general message, Nikhil, is don't pick too many Pakistan players.
Okay.
I think, yes, they are going to be, they will be dominated in this series, but also in terms of fantasy cricket, the Aussies, purely because they are playing at home. Number 2, everybody has been in the Big Bash mix.
Yes.
So they are in form. So they are going to give you more points.
Yes. So to look at the Fantasy 11, you need to log into our website, thefangarage.com. Maybe few hours from now, our article will be up and we'll be giving our Fantasy 11 with captains and vice captains. You can listen to our podcast on IndusVox Media, YouTube, iTunes, Audio Boom, and all other podcasting platforms. You can follow us on TFG Fantasy 11 on Twitter and Fantasy Pundit on Facebook. Till then, take care and keep hunting.
Our podcasts bring all the boys to the yard, and damn right, they're better than yours. But you don't need to stand outside in the yard. Just follow IVM Podcasts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We might be on Tinder too. Just go ahead and swipe right.